Hello everyone, so today we're going to talk about self-care, and this is something I think I'm a wee bit of an expert on because I think I'm pretty good at self-care now. I never used to be. I used to dash about pleasing people all the time, running from pillar to post. So I'm an absolute expert at that. But recently I've actually started to look after myself and sometimes feel like doing something, I won't do it. I think as parents especially, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be, this perfect parent. But actually, most of the time we're just juggling. And it got to the point for me over Christmas, after a really hard year last year, that I was exhausted and I couldn't even go from my bedroom to my daughter's bedroom in the morning when she woke up. That is how exhausted I was. I had to crawl. I was so exhausted. So don't let that be you. That can't be you. You have to look after yourself. So I learned a really, really hard lesson, but now I make sure every day I take time for me. So I'll tell you what I do. Because I have lots of businesses and jobs and lots of things going on, I absolutely need to prioritize me. And I'm still learning to do this. But what I usually do is I set my alarm for about an hour before my daughter gets up, or maybe even 2 hours. I've kind of got into the habit of getting up at 6 every morning and I feel amazing for it. So I get up at 6 or half 6 and I come downstairs, I drink some water. I then do something called the Miracle Morning. So this is just a little morning routine that kind of trains your subconscious. So your subconscious is most open, shall we say, first thing in the morning, and you're very creative. So it's really important to feed your mind really well first thing in the morning and get it in that really good mindset. So I do visualization, I do affirmation, I do reading, I do scribing, I do lots of lovely things that I love and that are about me before I become a mum. So I maybe do some yoga, some meditation. I do a Tony Robbins priming exercise. It sounds a lot, but actually all of that takes me about 15-20 minutes, which really isn't a lot at all. But you can really make it simple. You can get up and you can just maybe do 5 minutes of meditation on YouTube, or read a book, or just watch the sunrise, or something really nice. So starting your day right is I cannot tell you what a difference it's made to my life and also my productivity. So I know that I've had that time to myself in the morning before my daughter gets up, and that is so precious because the next time to myself I get is 8 o'clock at night after she goes to bed. So that is my absolute just dream time. It's my time to just calm myself before the crazy day starts. Be your own cheerleader. There is only one of you on this planet, so really, really root for yourself. And if something doesn't feel right to you, you don't need to do it. You are not put on this planet to please other people. Stand up for yourself, give yourself a yell and a whoop, 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 and be your own cheerleader, because you're amazing. Get away from your gadgets. 444, that's weird. Get away from your gadgets. So I used to be on my phone until like 10, 11 o'clock at night. But what I do now is I really try and stop looking at my phone by about 9 o'clock. It's really, really hard because I am definitely addicted to my phone. But I stop looking at 9 o'clock so that I can have a bit of my time and my brain can just wind down and I can relax and do something nice like yoga or I don't know, watch a bit of TV or something that chills me out. So gadgets are also known to interfere with your brain activity. So you want to make sure that before you go to bed, you kind of step away from them. The other thing is during the day, I try and only check things like Facebook maybe 2 or 3 times a day, not all day, not every second of every day. If I could, I wouldn't check it at all, but for my businesses, I need to. So spend time in nature. This is amazingly calming and it really gets you grounded back to being in alignment with yourself. Even if it's just a very short walk in a forest, or just even a walk around the block and just hearing the birds tweeting. That's what me and my daughter did today because we didn't have a lot of time before we had to go to an appointment. So we just took a walk around the block and heard the birds tweeting, and that just calms everything down and it brings you back to reality and just brings you back in alignment with who you are and what you're doing here on this planet, because we can get so cooped up in these little boxes and forget that there's a beautiful world out there. So forests, beaches, do whatever. Let me know what you do. Forget about the opinions of others. So forget about the opinions of others. What somebody else's opinion is of me is none of my business. I do not care. I used to care an awful lot, but I don't care because I really can't do anything to change that opinion once they've got it. And to be honest, I couldn't be bothered. I don't have the energy to do that. So usually when people project their insecurities onto you and their opinions onto you, it's because they are projecting whatever insecurity they have about themselves. So the sooner you realize that, the sooner you won't waste time on these people, because it's never anything to do with you. It's always to do with them. Learn when to say yes and when to say no. Say yes to things that will really serve you, your purpose, your being, your spirit, your mind, all of these things. Say no when it just doesn't feel right, or you don't want to do it. You don't have to. Your time is so precious. So, just have really strong boundaries and be strict with yourself. Renegotiate your time. Step back from your timetable and evaluate how you're spending your time and what you can maybe do. So for one example is with my businesses, what I do to cut down the amount of time I'm spending on things is I will schedule my social media posts a week in advance, so that's all done. I don't even have to do anything, so I'm not going to waste my time during the week doing that. So it might take me an hour on a Sunday, but that's great because then I'm not going to be thinking and I'm planning ahead what I'm going to do. So planning is so important in every aspect of life, not just in business, but at home, with the kids. Like, it's good to have and I need to do this actually, it's good to have a plan, like a meal plan of what you're eating. It just takes the hard work and energy out of it, and it's all done. It's so important. And honestly, I'm not a natural planner. I like things planned in advance, but I'm not, I'm a bit of a scatterbrain and a bit of a grasshopper brain. Focus on yourself. The most important thing that you can do is take time for yourself. And as I said before, whether that's a nice little walk or a meditation or doing something that you enjoy, like a sport or spending time with your family, just focus on yourself or take a bath. There's nothing wrong with that. You really deserve that. You are a wonderful being and you deserve that time. And last thing, don't feel guilty. Put your seatbelt on before you help anybody else, because if that seatbelt isn't on, like it wasn't with me, you're no good to anybody else, and you can run the risk of becoming exhausted and not enjoying this amazing life that we have. So look at your self-care today, and if you want any tips, inspiration, just comment below. So I hope you liked this video. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to click subscribe. Bye.